Welcome to Billionaire and President Mysteries. Dear friends, when mentioning the richest presidents in the world today, Vladimir Putin will be the first name to appear. According to confidential sources, in nearly 2 decades in power, Russian President Putin owns a huge fortune worth 200 billion USD, higher than billionaire Bill Gates and far surpassing the estimated net worth of 3 billion USD of US President Donald Trump. However, Putin's life is not only limited to those huge numbers. Besides political power and strategic decisions, he also enjoys a luxurious life that few can match. Are you curious to know what a day in Putin's life is like? From top-secret meetings in the Kremlin to private, relaxing moments, his life is full of mystery and attraction, making anyone curious. Join us as we explore a day in the powerful and wealthy life of Vladimir Putin. You can love him or hate him, but you can't ignore Vladimir Putin, who is known for his strategic decisions and, more recently, his brutal war in Ukraine. He has reshaped the political map of Russia and has a powerful influence on global events. With his combination of power and mystery, Putin is always in the spotlight, whether it is for his controversial decisions or his sophisticated strategic moves. For many, he is a symbol of strength and determination, while for others, he is the embodiment of absolute power and uncompromising domination. It is said that when Bill Clinton was president of the United States, Vladimir Putin, a former Soviet spy, became president of Russia on December 31, 1999. In the 20 years since, the United States has had 3 more presidents and the United Kingdom has had 5 prime ministers. Mr. Putin alone leads Russia as both president and prime minister. Therefore, he has become one of the greatest leaders in Russian history, having made great contributions to opening a new era of development in Russia, bringing this country from a position of being in a comprehensive crisis after the collapse of the Soviet Union to a great power with great influence in the world. It can be said that President Putin is one of the most powerful and influential figures in the world. According to CNN journalist Fareed Zakaria, the power of a head of state is determined based on the strength of the country and the ability of this person to use that strength, not controlled by agencies, parties, or political forces. Combined with the above 2 factors, it is easy to understand why Mr. Putin is at the top of the list of the most powerful figures in the world. President Putin understands Russia, and more than that, he also understands the world. However, behind the absolute power and global strategic vision, President Putin's life contains little-known aspects. It is a lavish world where he not only shows his power through politics, but also through impressive personal assets, from luxurious super yachts to a collection of million-dollar watches, all creating a mysterious and fascinating picture of the private life of the Russian leader. Putin's secret life of luxury, from super yachts to million-dollar watch collection. Putin's huge fortune. Putin is not only a powerful leader, he is also said to own a huge personal fortune, estimated at up to 200 billion USD, a figure that far exceeds the assets of many famous billionaires such as Bill Gates or Jeff Bezos. According to financial experts and reports from many confidential sources, Putin's wealth does not come from a presidential salary, but is largely accumulated through business activities related to Russia's gas and oil industry. Boris Berezovsky, a former Russian billionaire and one of Putin's critics, once claimed that Putin holds a 37% stake in Rosneft, one of the world's largest oil and gas corporations, and a 5% stake in Gazprom, Russia's energy giant. In addition, he also owns shares in Surgutneftegas, another large oil trading company. These shares have brought Putin a huge income, making him one of the richest people on the planet. Super yacht Olympia, symbol of luxury. One of the most prominent symbols of Putin's wealth is the super yacht Olympia, worth 35 million USD. This is not only a luxurious means of transportation, but also a symbol of absolute power and wealth. According to Western press sources, billionaire Roman Abramovich, owner of Chelsea Football Club, gave this yacht to Putin as a gift when he took office as president. Olympia, with a length of 57 meters, is a masterpiece of design and technology. The interior of the yacht is equipped with the most luxurious amenities, from luxurious bedrooms to a living room designed in royal style. This yacht is not only Putin's place to rest and relax, but also where he welcomes important guests during his official trips. This expensive gift has made many people admire, and Olympia quickly became one of the symbols of power and luxury in Putin's life. Mysterious castle in the Black Sea. In addition to owning a super yacht, Putin is also said to own a mysterious castle in the Black Sea, worth up to $1 billion USD. According to the BBC, this castle was built in the style of 18th century Russian buildings, with sophisticated decorative details and luxurious interiors. However, in a statement in 2010, Putin's spokesman, Dmitry Peskov, affirmed that the president had no connection to this castle. However, investigations by Putin's political opponents and independent investigative journalists have revealed various details about this property. The castle is said to be located in a remote location, heavily guarded by security forces, and only the closest people have access. The interior of the castle includes luxurious bedrooms, a large banquet hall, and many other modern amenities. Notably, this castle also has a secret tunnel leading to the beach, where Putin can quietly leave without anyone knowing. Private jets and luxury vehicles. Beyond just super yachts and castles, Putin also owns a collection of luxury vehicles that anyone would envy. According to a document obtained by his political opponents, Putin has access to 58 helicopters of various types and 20 residences across Russia. Among them, his private jet is one of the most notable assets. Putin's private jet is fully equipped with luxurious amenities, including a cabin with a gold-plated bathroom. This is not only a means of transportation, but also a symbol of wealth and power. Luxurious accessories such as gold-plated faucets, crystal wash basins, and other expensive interior items are installed in the cabin, making this plane a flying palace in the sky. In addition to his private jet, Putin also owns a collection of expensive cars, including luxury cars such as Mercedes-Benz, Bentley, and many other sports cars. These cars are not only a means of transportation, but also a symbol of the power and wealth of the head of Russia. $1 million watch collection. In addition to his lavish assets, Putin is also famous for his collection of super luxury watches worth millions of US dollars. Every time he appears at events, conferences, or parties, this powerful president often reveals expensive and luxurious watches, surprising everyone who sees them. Putin's watch collection makes many people extremely admire, with a series of famous brands, from Patek Philippe, Breguet, Blancpain, to A. Lange & Söhne. The total value of this collection is estimated at 700,000 USD, a figure that ordinary people would not dare to dream of. But this president wears it on his wrist every day. What is special is that in Putin's watch collection, you will not find watches encrusted with diamonds or precious stones. Instead, the watches he owns are all delicate, elegant, but still strong and masculine, just like his personality and politics. First is the A. Lange & Söhne Turbograph, the most expensive watch. Among the watches that Putin owns, the A. Lange & Söhne Turbograph is considered the most expensive watch. Crafted by hand combined with traditional techniques, this watch is worth up to 500,000 USD. In particular, this turbograph watch is operated by a hand-wound movement with 1,000 parts, a power reserve of up to 330 hours, and is a limited watch line with only 51 pieces produced worldwide. Next is the Patek Philippe Calatrava, the combination of elegance and sophistication. Putin also loves the Patek Philippe watch brand, especially the Calatrava line. His Patek Philippe Calatrava watch is made of 18K gold, with a simple yet extremely sophisticated design. The value of this watch is around 60,000 USD. This watch model not only brings elegance to Putin every time he appears, but also shows his refined aesthetic taste and sophistication. Another watch in Putin's collection is the Breguet Marine, a masterpiece of complicated mechanical watchmaking art. This watch costs around 10,500 USD and is known for its high precision and sophisticated design. With the Breguet Marine on his wrist, Putin not only shows power but also respect for traditional watchmaking art. Next up is the Patek Philippe Perpetual Calendar, a classic breath. Putin's Patek Philippe Perpetual Calendar is a perfect blend of classic design and modern functionality. Made from an 18K white gold case, the watch is worth around $18,000. With its elegant design, this watch is not only a fashion accessory, but also a symbol of sophistication and power. Besides his luxurious assets and regal lifestyle, President Putin's daily life also reflects his strict discipline and routine, an indispensable part of maintaining his power and influence globally. Let's take a look at President Putin's day. You might think that Putin wakes up early, like most other world leaders, but in fact he wakes up quite late, and his breakfast is usually lunch. He is a simple but quite meticulous eater with a dedicated team of food testers. In particular, he loves ice cream, even in winter. Specifically, every day, Russian President Vladimir Putin usually wakes up quite late, waking up at 8:30 at his private residence in Novo Ogaryovo on the outskirts of Moscow. Then he starts a new day with a simple breakfast, usually with cheese and milk. The Kremlin chief's diet is always rich in protein, often including omelets, porridge, and fruit juice. The food is always fresh, with many baskets of vegetables and fruit delivered from the farm of Patriarch Kirill, the head of the Russian Orthodox Church. At this time, the aides are present, but they will have to wait for the president to swim for quite a while. Mr. Putin loves to soak in the swimming pool. He can swim for hours. Those close to him say that this is when the Russian president has the best ideas about what to do for Russia. His closest companion is probably his black Labrador, Pony. He usually waits by the pool until he finishes his workout. After a hot and cold shower, Putin usually wears well-ironed suits with strong-colored ties. Thanks to his scientific diet and diligent practice of judo, he has a solid body and a brisk gait, unlike his predecessor, former President Boris Yeltsin, who was fat and liked to drink vodka. As a workaholic, the Russian president is famous for eating little and quickly after work. It is even reported that, because he is so busy, Putin often goes to a restaurant and orders only one menu for a long time to save time. This lunch includes fish soup, beef with garlic cream sauce, and a dessert. However, as head of state, President Putin still has to attend elaborate banquets at diplomatic events. For example, the menu for the dinner party when he hosted the former US president at the Sochi resort in April 2008 included venison fillet with mushrooms in raspberry sauce, vegetable salad, caviar, veal tenderloin with baked potatoes, salmon and king crab. Desserts include ice cream and fruitcake. Because he comes from the intelligence industry, Mr. Putin is very meticulous about food safety. All food must be carefully inspected before being served to the Russian president. Mr. Putin even has a professional team to test the food before eating. When eating at a restaurant, Mr. Putin's assistants always prepare a set of spices, salt, pepper, drinking water, and napkins specifically for the president, instead of using the ones available in the restaurant. Therefore, Putin is famous for his strictly controlled diet. He is not simply a meticulous person, but also a leader with a high sense of security, especially when it comes to food. During his business trips, Putin is always careful about the food he consumes, only eating dishes that have been thoroughly checked by a team of experts. This team not only ensures the quality of the food, but also checks the security factors to avoid any possible risks. Due to his busy schedule, Putin often skips meals if he does not have time, which also reflects his strict and self-controlled personality. Instead of lavish meals, he often chooses simple, nutritious, but easy-to-digest meals. Next, the Kremlin chief begins his daily work by reading through a stack of documents in 3 leather briefcases. The first briefcase is a report on the domestic situation provided by the Domestic Intelligence Agency FSB. The second briefcase is an update on international news compiled by the Foreign Intelligence Agency SVR. And finally, documents from the Federal Protective Service FSO. The Russian president is known as a junkie. The thickest stacks of documents requested by him are not intelligence reports, but daily printed magazines. The first newspapers he reads are some of the Russian tabloids. Sometimes Mr. Putin still has to work, perhaps receiving a foreign guest for a courtesy visit, awarding medals to individuals, or reviewing the appointment of the head of a federal department or agency. After stressful hours, President Putin also allows himself to rest and relax. In particular, President Vladimir Putin does not like to go on vacation to luxurious places. Instead, he likes to go to wild places. Russian President Putin is a lover of adventure travel, and his favorite place is Siberia. And every summer, President Putin comes here to relax for a few days. In the photo series posted by the Kremlin at the end of August this year, the special travel interests of the head of Russia were revealed. And although he travels, he does not turn that time into a normal rest, but participates in many outdoor activities, such as fishing, swimming, diving, hunting, mountain climbing, horseback riding, skiing. He also has a passion for kayaking. In 2008, in military uniform, Mr. Putin went to the forest to visit the Amur Tiger Reserve in the Far East. As expected of a former KGB officer, Mr. Putin used a tranquilizer gun, tied up a 5-year-old tiger upside down, causing it to collapse from the drug. Mr. Putin personally locked the tiger's collar with a satellite tracking device to monitor its health and migration routes. In 2009, Mr. Putin explored the bottom of the world's deepest lake, Lake Baikal, during a dive lasting more than 4 hours underwater on the Mir ship. Before that, he attached a radio transmitter to a whale named Dasha in the Russian Far East. Mr. Putin also surprised the Russian people when he showed off his muscular body during a summer vacation in Siberia. However, the image that made many people excited was when the leader rode a horse bare-chested. This image caused a stir on Russian blogs. One blogger wrote, "Putin is great. He plays sports and keeps his body strong. These hobbies of his make many people feel excited and express their praise. They think that there are not many heads of state in the world with such good physical strength and skills as him." Regarding sports interests, the most powerful man in the world, according to Forbes magazine, likes ice hockey. It is an elegant, fun, yet powerful sport, and he practices it whenever he has free time. Every few weeks, President Putin organizes an internal match. The players are usually his trusted confidants, friends, or former colleagues. Most of them are from St. Petersburg, Putin's hometown, businessmen, and on the travel ban list that the US has recently imposed as part of sanctions against Russia over the Ukraine crisis. In these matches, Putin often shows off his agility and hockey stick skills, which have become part of his public image as a strong leader, physically and mentally resilient. There are even separate matches organized just for this passion of his, with the participation of members of the government and powerful figures in Russia. Perhaps because of his daily exercise and strong, elegant style, in 2021, President Putin was voted the most handsome man in Russia, far surpassing many Russian actors in the voting rate. The Moscow Times even called him the biggest dream man of many Russians. This is especially evident when it comes to his mysterious relationship with Alina Kabaeva, a former Russian gymnast. Romantic relationship with Alina Kabaeva. One of the most mysterious aspects of Putin's personal life is his romantic relationship with Alina Kabaeva, a former Russian gymnast. Kabaeva, who won many medals for Russia, is said to have had a close relationship with Putin since the early 2000s. Although little official information has been made public about this relationship, many Western media sources and investigative journalists have revealed that Kabaeva and Putin have several children together, but the identities and specific numbers of these children have remained secret from the public. Kabaeva, after leaving her sports career, turned to politics and the media. She has served as a deputy of the Russian State Duma and as chairwoman of the board of directors of the National Media Group, one of Russia's largest media conglomerates. Many believe that Putin's strong support helped Kabaeva gain these important positions. International media reports also said that Putin had prepared a luxurious residence for Kabaeva in the Valdai resort, about 250 miles from Moscow. The villa is said to be located in a heavily guarded, forested area, and only Putin's closest associates have access to it. According to an investigation by a Russian journalist, the villa is built of wood, in the traditional Russian style, with an area of up to 13,000 square meters, and is fully equipped with luxurious amenities including a 25-meter swimming pool, sauna, and massage rooms. Putin and Kabaeva's relationship is so secretive that few details are known. However, Kabaeva's lack of public appearances at major Russian political or social events has fueled speculation about her personal life. There are reports that the couple lives together in one of Putin's lavish villas, while their children are being raised in complete secrecy, away from the eyes of the media and the public. Secrecy and power. Putin is extremely private about his personal life. He rarely makes public information about his family and personal relationships. This secrecy has contributed to the image of an unpredictable, powerful, and unapproachable leader. Over the years, Putin has managed to control the information about his personal life, keeping his private life almost impenetrable. Putin's combination of political power and mysterious personal life makes him one of the most talked about leaders in the world. Stories surrounding his relationship with Alina Kabayeva and their children have only added to the curiosity and attention of the international media. However, so far there has been no official information confirmed by the Kremlin about these speculations. It can be said that Putin himself is proof that politicians are not dry people whose lives revolve around stressful meetings and presentations. He knows how to create an image of himself as a leader who is attractive, young, masculine, energetic, enthusiastic, and full of artistic soul. And above all, he is a talented president, leading Russia to develop on the international stage. Dear friends, Vladimir Putin's life is a perfect combination of power, mystery, and luxury. From huge assets such as super yachts, castles on the Black Sea, private planes, to a collection of million-dollar watches, all contribute to creating the image of the most powerful president in the world, not only in terms of politics, but also in terms of wealth. Although living in the aura of power and wealth, Putin's life is always covered by a layer of mystery, making the public constantly curious and admiring. What do you think about President Putin? Leave a comment and share your thoughts with us. Don't forget to like, share this video with your friends, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next interesting videos.